Sairam students, warm welcome to all of you. Today we'll continue with the revision, and for today we'll start with the lesson that is chapter number 4 from your first flight textbook from the diary of Anne Frank. This lesson is an excerpt from Diary of a Young Girl or The Diary of Anne Frank. It's an autobiography that was first published in 1947. In this, Anne expresses her thoughts in a diary which was gifted to her on her 13th birthday. She names the diary Kitty, which she considers as her only true friend. She mentions about her childhood, her family, and lot other things that she told no one else. I'll quickly give you the summary of this lesson. The writer finds it strange and unusual for her to write a diary because it will be the first time she will be experiencing something like this. She feels that in the future, no one is going to read about a young girl's experiences and happenings. Still, somehow she puts these all thinking and thoughts away and writes what she feels in her diary. The writer feels lonely because she doesn't have any real friend to talk to. She wants someone as a friend at that time, but she indeed considers the diary as her friend and gives her diary a shape and the name Kitty. She feels like the paper has more capacity of absorbing the thoughts rather than the people who have problems with the low patience level. So she feels certain things I cannot tell others. Maybe others don't have the patience of listening to me, but the paper has more capacity. It'll keep on absorbing all my thoughts. Clear? Sometimes people don't have that much patience as the paper has. And her thoughts, she expressed herself with that diary. So she feels paper has more patience than people. In this lesson, we can see that she was stable and comfortable with her diary more than the people. She had a good time with her friends, but she didn't share each and everything with her friends. She knows that they are not her true friends. She always refers to her father who gifted this amazing diary on her 13th birthday and loved her the most. On June 20th, 1942, she mentioned how her class was worried about their results. The writer says that the only topic she was doubtful about was mathematics and figures. She, along with her friend, was aiming at halting the students from making a disturbance, but to no avail. According to the writer, the section of the class should not pass as they do not take part in any activities. Anne recollects how the maths lecturer is continually annoyed by her talkativeness. She is supposed to be a very talkative girl of her class. While talking about her grades, he gives her more homework as punishment. The first punishment is to jot down an essay on chatterbox which the writer feels is very strange. She visualizes the topic and agrees to present tangible statements in support of speaking. She inscribes that she will make an effort to better herself but cannot abolish talking completely. The professor finds it fascinating but allots another subject after she did not improve her nature. So the professor thought if he would give this punishment, maybe the girl would change, but she didn't change. The theme is an incorrigible chatterbox, which implies a manner that is tough to improve upon. Since the professor gave her the same topic twice, she runs out of thoughts. She agrees to write her third topic in the pattern of a poem and writes sarcastically. Luckily, the professor takes it lightly. The professor narrates the entire poem in front of the class, and the writer talked uninterruptedly after this. So the girl didn't change, but the professor understood. She also said that she had inherited this trait from her mother. So that's it, students. Let us understand the conclusion of this lesson. In the story from the diary of Anne Frank, we can simply conclude that how young students need someone to talk to. Yes. Whenever they feel joyous or depressed, the student needs someone to talk to. It is very important to speak to someone, to discuss whatever is in your heart, whenever you are happy or sad. This makes them more mentally fit. Anne Frank was the reminder of confidence and faith that enlightened us that there's always a chance to make a decent world. She was a simple Jewish girl. During the Holocaust, in an annex, a German helped Anne and her family to protect in his home. However, Anne never abandoned hope. She was a greatly hopeful person during that period in the Holocaust. She is an instance of our world nowadays and forever. Gaze at the way we are dwelling. We live the most wonderful existence and life. And we are unhappy. Yes, this girl was living a very tough life. But she always had this hope that everything would be fine. Look at the way we are living. We live the most wonderful life. But still we are unhappy, which is wrong. We should be very thankful to God for everything that He has given us. Always count on your blessings. But just think about Anne Frank, who struggles for a whole life. It's not easy to live in a small room in that annex. It was very difficult. But there she stayed with a hope that one day everything would be fine. So we should be grateful for what we have and not be sad for what we don't have. Never stop dreaming and give up in life, because life can be happy and positive. Just like Anne did find her happiness in her diary. She didn't have a friend to discuss her feelings. So what she did? She made this diary her friend. She named her diary as Kitty, and she used to jot down whatever came to her heart. It is necessary to live life with happiness and not with sadness. Let's move on to the next lesson, that is chapter 2, Nelson Mandela, A Long Walk to Freedom. A Long Walk to Freedom by Nelson Mandela is all about struggle of freedom of South Africa. On May 10th, 1994, Nelson Mandela had taken the vow as the first black president of South Africa. And therefore, it was becoming a newborn democratic country. Nelson Mandela took oath as the first black president. Many dignitaries from different countries had come to be a part of the most significant day. In his speech, Mandela thanked all those dignitaries who were present for the ceremony. He assured his countrymen that his country would never ever experience the same suppression of one by another. Democracy had been established in South Africa, and as a result, a government of no discrimination was established. The people of South Africa sang two national anthems as a symbol of that day. Mandela recalled that the reason for this movement was that black-skinned people were exploited by the whites. He said that this type of suppression of people of South Africa is the origin of many stars. Patriots, that is what he's talking about. People must learn to hate first, because if they hate, then they can be taught to love, and love comes very naturally. He also says that a brave man is not that who does not feel afraid, but the one who conquers. Okay, so who is a brave man? A brave man is not the one who does not feel afraid, but the one who conquers his fears is actually a brave person. In life, a man has two major obligations. First, towards his family, to his parents, to his wife, to his children. And second, on the other hand, obligation towards his country, towards his people, towards the community. Everyone fulfills his duty as per his inclination and interest. But it was very tough to fulfill in a country like South Africa. When Mandela became an adult, he understood that his freedom was only an illusion. In fact, he was the slave of exploitation. He realized, as and when he grew up, he realized that he was a slave. And he felt that his freedom was only an illusion. He also understood that not only he was a slave, but his other family members were also. So it was not he alone. He realized that his family, his brothers, the entire black community, they were slaves. According to him, freedom is also mandatory for them who were suppressing others in the past. They also have right to have it, because snatchers of others' freedom is a prisoner of the same. It's freedom is everyone's right basically. Everybody has the right to live freely. Thus, the oppressor is as much a prisoner as the oppressed. The oppressor too is not free. So both the oppressor, the one who is giving pain, and the oppressed, the one who is in pain, who is being troubled, okay, both are prisoners. Both are suffering. Even the oppressor is not free. So what's the conclusion of the lesson? Brave man. Who is a brave man? The brave man is the one who does not feel afraid. But the brave man is not the one who does not feel afraid. But he is the one who conquers that fear. Okay. So one should know how to conquer his fear. And then he also says that, every man has, his or her, every person has his or her duty towards his country and community as well. We are responsible. We have to take care of our family. But we have another obligation as well. That is obligation towards our country as well. So I hope students, both the lessons, the summary of both the lessons is clear to all of you. Please don't forget to watch the detailed explanation which I have given in the previous videos, wherein the lesson was taught to you in detail. We'll catch up very soon in our next class. Till then, stay safe. Sai Ram.